Brethren, you have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night.
Right, so you don't need us to be telling you about the times or the seasons, Paul. You know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night, man. A thief in the night. A thief comes at night. A true thief. Meaning, he's not going to tell you when he's going to come. He's going to come when you least expect it. When you're sleeping at night time, because he's thinking, yeah, these people are going to be sleeping when I come. When I come through with my mask, what have you, these motherfuckers, their lights are going to be switched, they're going to be sleeping. They're going to be up in bed with his wife. And I'm going to come through, I'm going to crack the window and slip my ass in and steal some valuables, man. That's what I'm about to do. Their laptop, you know, some jewelry,
The TV.
The nigga might just go into your fridge, bro. Some wings. That's all he comes in for, right? Yeah. That's right. Comes at night. The day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night. That's why it says what? No man knoweth the day, nor the hour. Not even the holy angels, man. The Most High even concealed certain things from the knowledge of the Holy Spirits, man.
Verse 3. For when they shall say peace and safety,
Right?
then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child.
Right. So Paul is basically telling the church in Thessalonica that when the day of the Lord comes, it's going to be a time where people are going to be saying there's peace on earth, man. There's peace, there's safety. You know what I'm saying?
Like how it is right now.
I can call police.
Yep.
If anything disastrous happens, you know, the mobile phone network is all available. I can call 999, fire brigade, or ambulance. Okay? We got pharmaceutical drugs. If we're sick, if we're unwell, there's peace and safety. There's peace and safety
Right now,
you know what I'm saying? You got the law of the land. But it's at that time, that's when sudden destruction gonna come upon them. Okay? Sudden destruction. A fool's flag attack, man.
Right.
EMP too, bro.
Or EMP.
Because he was going into that years ago. Remember, he was in Capitol.
Electromagnetic pulse, man. Alright? EMP, man, could happen. When all the lights, all the electrics from coast to coast, boom, it's gone off, man. Just like that. And that could cause all kinds of mayhem in society, man. If the electric grid is switched off. When did we start that? 4:10. Right?
440.
Right. Alright? See? When peace and safety, when they say peace, when people think that at peace and they're cool and everything in society is flowing normal, that's when everything is going to be a turnover.
Like, not even just relative to United, relative to God.
Let's go back to the family of the word. Right? Let's go to the family of the word.
Verse 3.
Go.
It says, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape.
Right. Yeah. It's going to get worse and worse.
But ye brethren are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief.
Right, so brethren, us brothers that are part of this fellowship, we're not in that darkness like the other people. Look at these people. Look at these people, man. They don't know what's coming.
Only if they knew, brother.
Oh, man. They don't know and they don't want to know. The scriptures talk about them being willful evil. Second Kings. These people got no idea what's coming down the pipe. Alright? And they think that what we're doing is a joke.
But the joke is going to be on them at last.
And it says that in Proverbs chapter 1. The Lord will laugh at them when their calamity comes.
That's right.
That pretty much sums it up.
All right? That's right. But you done with that?
Yeah, let me read something here.
Yeah, so it says, ye are all children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness.
We're not of the night or of darkness, man. Meaning we're dealing with reality here. Because when you're at night, you're sleeping. When you're sleeping, you're dreaming. You're all in your head, man. You're all gassed up. Your thoughts and all your ideas in your head is taken over. Because you're in your subconscious now. You're not conscious. For us, we're of the light. We're conscious, man. We're conscious. And it's music. That's part of the dreams too. That's creating that full sense of reality, man. You know?
I got another precept too, brother. About the day of the Lord.
It says, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord. The mighty man shall cry there bitterly.
Mighty man shall cry there bitterly. A mighty man. 6 foot Joe, man. Muscles.
Muscles on top of muscles.
And more. At the gym 24/7, man. Pumping iron straight. Curls, the bench presses. The mighty man shall cry there. He's gonna be crying, man.
Anthony Joshua, the boxer.
Huh?
Anthony Joshua, he's fighting
Yeah.
tonight. He's gonna be.
He gonna be boxing, all right. He's gonna be crying
That's right.
bitterly.
Deontay
Meaning
Wilder.
he's gonna be wiping the tears from his eyes bitterly, man. So it shows you that that's all vain, man. It's all vain. That it's all chauvinistic, it's all ego, man. But the scriptures prophesied, who's speaking of? Zephaniah is prophesying that the mighty man is gonna cry their bitterly. So he saw mighty men crying, man.
They might be mighty and riches too.
Mighty and riches.
Yeah.
But he saw mighty men
Bill
crying.
Gates.
So
Bill Gates.
so us brothers, our endeavor is not to be mighty in this present world, man. In strength, riches, status. Our endeavor is not to be mighty in this world, man. But to be mighty in the knowledge of the Lord. That's what's going to save you. It tells you that in James. Receive ye the engrafted word that's able to save your souls.
Now I got something. What's these things?
I mean, I'm not saying that you shouldn't exercise.
The scriptures does say exercise profited.
Right. Right. You know, it does profit you. You know what I'm saying? Because some brothers are sick because they're not looking after their bodily estate, man. You know? Because this flesh is weak. So you do need to take care of it while we still have it. Okay? Especially if you have an internal sickness, you gotta try and take care of yourself.
I got a precept, brother, real quick, man.
This is on Proverbs 11 verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from death.
Read that again.
This is Proverbs 11 verse 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath.
Riches profit not in the day of wrath. Alright?
But in righteousness delivered from death.
So riches profit not in the day of wrath. So we don't have to envy all these rich people, man. Like Esau, the Edomites, so-called white people, East Indians.
Yeah.
These Moabites, because the Moabites, the Chinese, they got money, man. They got money, but none of that's going to deliver them in the time of tribulation.
Yeah.
All right? And the day when Yahweh Shai comes, man, all the chariots, the innumerable number of chariots.
Yeah.
That money is not going to be, you won't use that money, it's toilet paper, man.
Yeah.
Literally.
Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world, won't be able to buy his way into a chariot.
Exactly. Is it? Yes. You thinking if he can save up enough,
In the top 10.
he can buy a ticket from Yahweh Shai and buy, a little seat in the chariot, man. And the rich man and Lazarus.
Right, exactly.
The rich man thought he could buy his way into Abraham's arms, man.
Money can't buy everything, as they say.
Money ain't nothing, man. Okay.
And plus the money that we have, that we use day to day, he values all the time and it changes. That's why the scriptures talks about trust not in uncertain riches, which the word certain means truth. So it's not true riches, it's false. Okay? So the true riches is really this that we gotta trust in. Because every single day this is growing in value. While this modern day world is devalued.
Right.
And that's why the oldies had to get out on the street.
Right.
They probably wasn't Israelites anyway.
Bill Gates, that's the spirit. Look, Bill Gates.
It looks like it.
Let me do a little sneaky one there.
Yeah, this is back in Zephaniah 1,
Coming up.
verse 14 again, and it says, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near, and hasten greatly.
Got a whole heap of money that
Even
night.
the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry them.
Right.
That day is a day of wrath and a day of trouble.
Day of wrath, man. That day is a day of wrath, man. All the spirits of mercy, of prosperity, love,
Happiness.
togetherness. Most High's gonna empty the left-hand side of the spirit world on his people, man. Woo! He's gonna let loose all the angels of death on his people. He's gonna let loose all them demons, man. Most High's got certain demons hold. He's gonna say he's holding back the angels, the folk. He's actually holding back the spirits of vengeance. He's actually giving them an order and said, listen, chill out. There's certain demons, man, there's certain spirits, man, that the Most High specifically created to carry out certain function.
Yep.
And they're not to do nothing, man, right now. Right? Because why? Because the spirits of mercy are out here.
Right. Exactly. And too, the apostles, so I remember years ago, they did this, because they would normally do the end of the horror sit-downs. And the apostle Hall did a thing on that, on how they, what is it, you have the spirit of death. Okay, and the spirit of death is going to pursue pretty much everybody out here. And that's what we're talking about right now.
They're rearing to go. Rearing to go, man. Like a boxer. Before he starts, he wants to get going.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what's going to happen, man. The spirit of death is really going to pursue these streets. And then ultimately, when the spirit of death comes in, then everybody's going to try to find the men of the Lord. But it's going to be too late. Okay? Now you're just going to have to deal with your judgment. Because we warned you for years that judgment was going to come, but you didn't listen. Yeah, this is Psalms 35, verse 4 to 6. Let them be confounded and put to shame.
I want to read that.
It says, let them be confounded and put to shame.
Let them be confounded and put to shame.
That seek after my soul.
Right.
And let them turn back and brought to confusion.
Right.
That the vice might hurt.
Right. And that's what all these people are not with the intentions of the Lord, man. So let them be confounded. Let them read that.
It says, let them be turned back.
Right.
And brought back, and brought to confusion.
Right.
That the vice might hurt.
Right.
Let them be as the chaff before the wind.
Right. Let them be as the chaff before the wind. So let them be swept away in the bosom of destruction, my man.
And let the angel of the Lord chase them.
Let the angel of the Lord chase them.
That's the spirit of death.
That's the spirit of death. That's the angels of death, man. Okay? That's what the scripture say. It shall be as the chase roll. Let the angel, because when you see a person, a gang of people chasing a person, that's the angel of the Lord. That's certain spirits and vibrations being put down on a group of men to chase after another guy or woman. Alright? Let the angel of the Lord chase them, man.
Let their way be dark and slippery.
Let their way be dark and slippery. Meaning uncertainty, man. Confusion. Because when you're in darkness, you can't see, man. You don't know where you're going. You could be at the edge of a cliff and you can't even see because you're in darkness, man. Let their way be dark and slippery, man. Meaning you're slipping. You know what I'm saying? You staggering, man. Go ahead.
And let the angel of the Lord persecute them.
And let the angel of the Lord persecute them, man. Alright?
Yep.
That's right. Because we were in a time of prosperity and they didn't want to hear it. Like I said before, when the camp opened up, there should be crowds, man, of people trying to hear this. Trying to ask questions, man. Trying to convert. And the heathens should be trying to convert, man. Trying to find their little way in, man. You know what I'm saying? The other nations should be trying to find a way in, man. Jake should be up here, man. On a Saturday, it's the perfect opportunity because 9 to 5, right? Monday to Friday. Saturday, this should be the opportune time to hear the word, man. There should be crowds, man. There should be crowds. All right? Families, man, children sitting down. You know, trying to hit like during the time of Yahweh Shai. Multitudes was following him, man. Well, is that it? That's it. Yeah, that's it. Let the angel of the Lord chase them. Let's go back to where it was before, the day of the Lord. Right. The day of wrath, man. That's what I told you how the certain spirits career for vengeance. In the time of destruction, they lay on sore strokes. Okay? That's right. You don't want to be pairing up with somebody that's not in his truth, man, when that time comes. I'm telling you. Because them sore strokes are for the sinners, man. And for all the people that forsook the Lord's word, man. So you don't want to be teaming up with somebody that you know wasn't down with his truth. You don't want to be near a person like that, man. Because that judgment will rub off on you. You might get caught up in the shit. It's just going to get hand, join in hand. And the wicked shall not go unpunished.
Exactly.
Alright? So you don't want to be hand in hand with the wicked, man. When that time comes.
Yeah, so it says, that day is a day of wrath and a day of trouble and distress and a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess,
Darkness and gloominess, man.
a day of clouds and thick darkness.
Right, it's going to be a day of darkness. Because when night time comes, especially during winter time, the darkness will come in and sit around 4 o'clock. And the lights are going to be switched off, man. It's not going to, the society's going to be done, man. So you're going to have to like, set a fire quick, man. Or something, you're going to have to, darkness comes in, you don't have no electricity.
This is a lamp. It says, a day of the trumpet and the alarm. So like in the movie, verse 15 again. It says, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, and a day of wasteness and desolation.
Right, so some brothers, you're going to have to man up, man. The Lord is literally going to have to be with you when you survive in these times. You're literally going to have to man up during that time, man. You're going to have to man up. It says gird yourself like the Most I told Job. It says gird your loins like a man. You know? you're gonna have to gird up, man. When that time comes. You know, it's gonna be crazy in that time. It's literally gonna be crazy.
And it says, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
Clouds and thick darkness, man.
A day of the trouble and alarm against the fenced cities, against the high towers. Verse 17, I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust.
Read that part again.
Verse 17, and I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord.
Right.
Yeah, it's some more. And their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung.
Right. So there's gonna be a lot of killing, a lot of murder out here, man. Alright? There's gonna be a lot of murderings out here, man.
I got some more too.
So men are gonna get murdered.
Yep.
Cold blood, man. Stabbed up. You know, stabbed up, man. There's gonna be a lot of stabbings, man. A lot of killings out here when that time comes. And that's where you have them race riots, man. You've got a lot of people that hate other races of people secretly, man.
Yeah,
And they're plotting on killing other races of people. Especially when that's going to be the opportune time for races of people to go at war with one another, man. So there's going to be a lot of killing, a lot of raping. Women are going to get raped, man.
It says that the wives shall be ravished.
Yeah.
So this is verse 18. Neither their silver nor gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord.
Right.
Wrath. We shall not get the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
So the Lord is crazy. He's not just going to drop bombs and killing everybody. First, he's going to suffer, make people suffer first, man, for a long period of time.
Gradually build up.
So that's the level of hatred the Most High's got for these people.
That's right.
You don't want to give them an easy death, man.
All the goddamn taxes.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Tramp, we call them the tramp stamps.
Who's gonna marry that, man?
You ought to be a goddamn fool to marry something like that.
That's right.
That's right.
I have to say it like that, man. You know. But yeah, you know, like the brother said, man. Like the brother said, you know, there's going to be a lot of great tribulation that's getting ready to come. Hit these people smack dab in the face, man. You know. So I mean, like, you know, as it looks right now, it seems like we're in a time of gameplay, but all this is just nothing but an illusion. Okay, and these people, they're under that illusion and thinking that all is going to be well. Because think about it, right? I mean, people in England have been comfortable for a very long time. I mean, England is one of those, you know, prominent cities, countries as well. So I mean, if you've been sitting pretty or comfortable for centuries, you're going to assume or think that nothing can happen to you. You know, like the saying goes, what is it, too big to fail. No one's too big to fail. Even, what is it, man? You had this one kingdom where you had this guy Xerxes. He had all of the gold in the world. He had all access to all of these different provinces. That's what I was looking for. Right, the Persians and the Medes. It was a very great empire. Babylon was a great empire. Nebuchadnezzar was a great man. Okay, but guess what? The Lord broke him down to another Shalom. You know? So no one's too big to fail. The Most High can give you the ability of height and strength, but then make an example out of you to show mankind who's really running the show. Okay, and if you can, brother, give me the book of Daniel 4 on that. Okay? And I always like to go into this a lot. I like to always go into this precept because this pretty much further explains who's really running things, and it doesn't really matter what a man does. A man can make a name for himself to the 10th degree. But if it's your time to go down, it's your time to go down. Right. Esau can declare himself, Daniel 4, we start in verse Start with verse 14. You know, it don't matter how strong you are, how mighty in riches you may appear to be. Okay, how threatening you may be before the people. It doesn't really matter, man, because the Lord ultimately gives you, or man, that capability to reach that a higher level. Just as so, when it's all said and done, he can bring you down, man. Okay, read on, brother.
Daniel chapter 4, verse 13.
Yeah.
I saw in the visions of my head upon my bed, and behold, a watcher and an holy one came down from heaven.
Right, a watcher and a holy one is talking about a prophet, like the Most High commanded Ezekiel to be as a watchman. And also when we read the verses in these scriptures, that's also a commandment unto us to be watchmen. So you had a watchman by the name of Daniel. Go on, brother.
He cried aloud and said thus, hew down the tree
Right,
and cut off his branches.
right, because the tree represented his height and his stature, his greatness, his magnitude. Go on.
Shake off his leaves and scatter his fruit.
Right, cut what is it? Cut the read that verse again.
Hew down the tree
Right.
and cut off his branches.
Right, and cut off his branches. The word hew means to cut. Go on.
Shake off his leaves and scatter his fruit.
Right, and scatter his fruit. Now, like I said, the tree represents the height or the majesty of this particular king at the time, which was Nebuchadnezzar, the Assyrian. So he was in a great situation, but the Most High had a way of throwing him down. Because one thing about the other nations, the heathens, outside of our nation, they glory in wealth. They glory in the physicality of what they see. But one thing that they don't understand is that the Most High gives and takes away. Okay, like for example, you even had the Persians and the Medes that was in power at one time. Xerxes, I named. What happened to Xerxes? They all went down. The Persians went down. Now they're under the so-called white man now. Esau. Okay, selling what's it, curry chicken and shit like that? They were great people. Well, I bring that out to say this, that the Lord, like I said, the Most High can set a nation above and beyond like Esau right now and bring them down low. Go on, bro.
I remember telling someone at one point, Cush, the so-called Ethiopians were ruling
Yeah.
in the Babylonian Empire, and the guy was bugging out. He's like,
Or it's
what?
really the Assyrians, brother.
It's okay, so like,
That's what I could say to you is the Tower of Babel.
okay.
They were the first ones to set up. But yeah, you know, all of these nations had a chance of pretty much ruling and being in that state of supremacy. But when it was time for them to go, it was time for them to go. And we're at the time and stage of the end of the so-called European man being in power. Okay? Or should I say Esau? Let me just put it straight. Esau.
That's right.
Okay? We're at the end of their power. And this is one of the things that happen throughout the four corners of the earth. But I don't want to go on. We got to read this right here to further solidify the point here.
It says, shake off his leaves and scatter his fruit.
And the fruit represented the other nations because they also benefited under his empire, under his power structure. Like how these Elamites benefit of this power structure. How the Chinese benefit of this power structure. Okay, Ishmael. Should I name all the list of the nations? I don't need to. I think you get the point. Go on.
Let the beasts get away from under you,
Right. Again, the other nations. Go on.
and the fowls from his branches.
All right.
Nevertheless, leave the stump of his roots.
Right. Leave the stump of this root. Go on. I mean the root. Go on.
Of his roots
Yep.
in the earth,
Okay.
even with a band of iron and brass
Right.
in the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven,
Okay.
and let his portion be with the beasts in the grass of the earth.
All right. Go on.
Let his heart be changed from man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over
In
him.
other words, the Lord brought them the hell out. He thought he was some kind of what is it, bird or something like that. Brought them the hell out, made them go crazy. So when you see people going crazy and they bugging out when they talk to themselves, that's the Most High bugging them out. So even the Lord has control of the mind of man. Okay, like the powers that be, the Most High can bug them out. Well, they're already bugged out. That's why they're making changes in the world that's corrupting their own people, like the whole Brexit situation. Why would you want to come out of the EU when the EU was already strengthened and structured when they were together? So that's the Most High bugging them out so that they can destroy themselves. And you got to be one hell of a bug out to create an atomic bomb or a nuclear missile to destroy the whole entire system, man, that you set up your own self. Okay? So the Lord is bugging these nations out. Go on, bro. Like how he bugged out my man, Nebuchadnezzar.
This matter is by the decree of the watchers and by the demand by the word of the holy ones,
Right.
to the intent that the living may know
Right.
that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
Read that one more time.
This matter is by the decree of the watchers.
This matter is by the decree of the watchers. Who are the watchers? We're the watchers. Because we're watching out for the prophecies that's getting ready to come. It says, be thou occupied in prophecy. And that's the commandment goes back to us. Okay, go on.
And the demand by the word of the holy ones,
Okay.
to the intent that the living may know
We're also known as the living. Go on.
that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men.
So this was an example showing on how the Lord ruleth in the kingdom of men. Okay? So it all goes back to this. It don't matter how great you are as a nation of people. Okay? Edomite supremacy can only go so far.
Right.
Once it reaches to that end point, it's through, man. It's finished. Okay? Because see, Esau, he's got it going on right now. He can date all of the what is it? I call it straight, man. The black ass woman. He can date all the finest black ass women he wants. Right, exactly. So that shows you that Esau's in the height of his power. He's the star right now. Because see, when you're a star, all of the women flock, no matter who you want.
She's a nasty, dirty
Stank, man.
You don't get.
You know?
You don't,
Imagine what's inside of her, man.
oh dear.
She
Has
got
a
all
DNA.
kind of, right.
And you know, juices.
Right. Nasty, man. That's a snack right there. But anyway, I don't want to deal with that right there. I just briefly wanted to bring that out. But I'm just saying though, man, Esau, he's in the height of his moment. And he gotta do what he gotta do until he be taken out the way. Go on.
Right.
Right. That the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men,
Right, that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Go on.
and giveth it to whomsoever he will.
And that's that power structure. So power is given from on high. So you don't come out of your lower estate by your own will, by man's own will. Oh, I want to rule the earth. No, the Most High through a process of time gives you, some kind of knowledge or understanding to make that kind of move. Okay, so that His will and His word can be fulfilled. Not so that you can fulfill what you want to fulfill. No, only so that the Lord can fulfill His word. And that's why Esau's in power right now, running amok on the earth, destroying the people as I speak, or as we all speak, by the way, because we're all speaking the word at the same time. Okay, we got brothers doing live shows, and we out here doing a recording show. Okay, go on.
That's it. And giveth it to whosoever he will, and setteth up over it
Right.
the basest of men.
Right, because Esau, ultimately, you can give me that Job 30, brother. It talks about how Esau was founded in the earth. So the Most High can set up a base man.
Right.
Okay, a group of people that came from Mount Seir, or the interiors of South Georgia, Russia. The mountains of South Georgia, Russia, to be exact, and then they exalt themselves. So that's showing you right there that there needs be, or should I say,